Okay, so hi. I'm just gonna thank everybody in advance for being here with me right now, for sharing this moment. This is my first episode. I'm excited because I have nothing but good intentions and I just want to do this. I want to get this shit done. But more importantly, like, I'm just so excited about a space being created for everybody. Everybody who resonates, it's not for everybody, but it is for everybody who resonates, everybody who sees, excuse me, everybody who sees a bit of themselves in in me and my art and what I have to say. Anyway, so how are y'all feeling? I mean, it's a new day. It is fucking currently August 2nd, 2022. Monkeypox are a thing. To be honest, I'm down for another quarantine. I'm down to shut down. I'm down for stimulus checks. Like, I'm down for the whole shebang boing. But all of this, like, just telling us and scaring niggas, I'm not down for that. Like, shut the fuck up if you're not gonna make me sit in the house. That's how I feel about it now. Unfortunately, after being spoiled, it's like we can't have a virus without like being paid for it. You gotta, like, you know what I mean? Compensate us for viruses. Like, that was my first virus and we got quarantined, so I feel like we should just continue being quarantined for viruses. And yeah, that shit's wild. We have Beyonce dropping a new album. Do I want to talk about Beyonce first? Like, do I want to talk about Nope with Daniel and Kiki? I think I want to talk about Nope first. So I know I'm mad late now at this point, but I did have it written down because I was supposed to do this a week ago. And because I just enjoyed the movie so much, and I literally don't have anything to say except for the fact that that movie was so entertaining, and I am in love with Daniel Kaluuya. I also adore Keke Palmer. She played the fuck out of her role. Daniel Kaluuya is just so hot to me. I love the way his eyes are so intense. It's like they speak a whole language within themselves that I feel makes watching him extremely interesting. I particularly loved him and fell in love with him in the Fred Hampton movie, Black Judas and the Black Messiah. There we go. With Lakeith, who also played the fuck out of that role as the informant, as, the rat ass nigga. So yeah, that's where I fell in love with Daniel, and then I loved him in Nope, and Kiki killed it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard and saw about the Kiki versus Zendaya bullshit. First of all, let me just say that, you know what? Let me just continue what I have to say. Anyway, I loved Kiki's response. She just pretty much told niggas that, like, they're saying it's colorism that Zendaya has more money and more followers than Kiki. And Kiki's like, it's colorism that y'all are even comparing us because there's nothing the same here. Like, I'm me and she's her. And yeah, and I agree with Kiki on that one. I mean, the reality is that Zendaya landed Euphoria and Mary Jane Watson. Like, come on. Anybody who's Mary Jane Watson is gonna, like, skyrocket up out of this bitch. But I think that Zendaya had role placements at a different time than Kiki. Like, Kiki has done, like, theater as an adult, but I feel like as an adult she hasn't gotten, like, a lead TV series role. Like, you know what I mean? Like Euphoria. Like, if Kiki had a Rue-esque type role to play right now, I think she'd smash that shit. If Kiki, I mean, and she did kind of just play like a Mary Jane Watson-esque obviously she wasn't the love interest, and obviously is not fucking Spider-Man, so like come on. But she did kill it, you know what I mean? She did kill it. So I just wanted to give my little spiel, even though I'm a week late and probably nobody even gives a fuck about Kiki Wyatt and Zendaya. I just really enjoyed the movie. It was just so entertaining. There was a lot of like open-ended shit though that was like, why did they make this shit a thing if it wasn't gonna be a thing? Like the fucking shoe standing straight up. Like, like why is the shoe standing straight up? Like who even cares? Oh my god. Also, just like what was the significance of the whole monkey thing? And I feel like maybe it was showing us why, I don't remember the dude's name, but the Asian dude, why he was so comfortable working alongside a monster, maybe. Not saying that that chimp was pretty much a monster. That was pretty monstrous. But also the idea that balloons, I don't know, go pop, loud noises, look at niggas in the eye. I don't know. Anyway, next topic. So, Beyonce's album. Oh my God, album. I just cannot. Like, okay, so backstory, your girl is like fairly new to the Beehive. When I say fairly, I mean extremely. Like, I did not fall in love with Beyonce until 2018 when she dropped the Homecoming joint on Netflix. That shit was so fucking flawless. Like, Jay-Z was like the worst part of the whole thing, right? Like, I grew up on some I don't fuck with Beyonce. I mean, I was in love with Jay-Z until I was about 15 or 16 years old. I know that I use the words in love a lot, but that's the reality because I don't fuck with nobody unless I'm like in love with them, you know? Like, they have to do it for me. What was I saying though? Oh, I fell in love with Beyonce in 2018 because her performance was so iconic and amazing that I couldn't deny that this woman had come so far from where she started and like had like defied odds and like beat odds and like proved me the fuck wrong, right? Because I was a Beyonce hater. And I would say shit like, oh, but Beyonce can't sing. Mind you, never even had listened to a Beyonce album. Just a fucking hater because her rising is in Libra. And that's what happens. Like, when you have Libra placements, people just don't fucking like you. And they don't even have to have valid reasons. Just something about you is gonna rub motherfuckers the wrong way. Which is fair, like, whatever. She's that girl. So, I watched the fucking Homecoming joint. I don't even know what made me watch it. I wish I could remember that. I wish I could remember what the fuck made me even watch that DVD because Beyonce was not, a thing for me. But anyway, so I watched it and I was like, damn, this bitch fly as fuck. And I had like goosebumps and chills all over my body. Like, yo, she's dope. I did not know Beyonce was packing like that. Like, everything that she incorporated into that performance was so hip hop, so well thought out, so like amazingly executed. It's like the characters on the stage, oh, excuse me, they really fucking took you there. Like, they really took you there. And yeah, I mean, it made me fall in love. So from that moment, Stan, whoa, big Beehive energy. Like, I literally fell in love with Beyonce, and I've been in love with Beyonce ever since. Because then she dropped the fucking Lion King album, and that shit to me is flawless. Like, I still listen to that. Like, I could listen to that shit top to bottom. I love that album. Like, I love that album. I love that album. And to be honest, I said, and then she dropped, but she may have dropped it before. I don't know. And then I got onto it late. But yeah. So this new album. Okay, so I was telling a story about why I fuck with the album, why I fuck with Beyonce. So boom, sorry y'all, I just keep getting so lost. Um, I fell in love with Beyonce, and then I started to realize that she was making music for me. Like, that she was saying things that resonated with me on a spiritual level, and like, just really like, I don't know, I just feel like I connected with her differently. And I started listening to her words differently. And I feel like I saw her becoming this. Like, I saw her be turning into this album. Like, I feel like I came in at a time where she was becoming my type of Beyonce. Like, she's literally making music that I love right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not just the words, but it's like, I don't know, the vibe. Like, it's like she's feeling herself in a way that she's never felt herself before out loud to the people. She's experimenting, she's leaving herself open and vulnerable. And it's not that she hasn't done this before, but she's just such a fucking leader, because this is it. Like, she's a master, and like, that shit's been in the cards. Like, there's this energy here of people who have graduated and they are ready to become students again. And it's like she's becoming a student of this new sound, you know what I mean, this new version of Beyonce. And I just think it's so cool how in alignment she is with me specifically, like, first and foremost, motherfucker, and with the universe, and just like with herself. Love Beyonce. I love the first like 6 songs. Where's my phone? Let me see. Sorry for coughing in y'all ear. Yeah, so starting with I'm That Girl, Cozy, Alien Superstar, Bad Bitch, I'm the bar, Alien Superstar, Cuff It. Yo, the fucking the intro, the segue from Cuff It to Energy, and then Energy to Break My Soul is like no other. It literally sends me every time. I get these feelings in my fucking stomach, and I'm like, fucking party Beyonce. Yo, like, the way Cuff It ends into Energy, and the way Energy starts, dun 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 dun. I mean, that's not how it sounds at all, but y'all get the point. Crazy. And then from Energy to Break My Soul, I'm about to explode. I'm about to vote. Yo, oh my god. I be like, what? I love this bitch. I hate Church Girl. I hate that song. I love Beyonce. I hate Church Girl. What? I hate that song. I do not like it. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it. I love Plastic Off the Sofa. I love Virgo's Groove. I love when she starts singing to her man, because that's when she get all cheesy and shit. I love Move. And to be honest, I haven't really like fallen in love with Heated is fly. I'm not gonna lie. Heated is fly. I'm not necessarily crazy about any of the rest of them, but I don't think I've gotten through the album that far yet. That many, you know what I mean? Like, I've only gotten up to about like Move most of the time, because I just, I put it on when I'm driving and shit. So I do have to, I guess, go back and listen more to those last couple of songs. But yeah, y'all. So that's just my little spiel on Renaissance. I love Beyonce. I'm so proud of her. I'm happy for her, because on a personal level, I just think that she's happy and excited about herself and her own life and what she's doing, So yeah, Beyonce. I did see Nope when I was on family vacation, which I had an amazing time on. We hadn't been on family vacation since 2019, of course, because the older people in my family refused to travel during COVID. But this year, niggas was like, okay, whatever. It's time to go outside. So we did, and I got to meet some family that I've never really met before, and I don't know, it just was a really like balming and calming. Like it was soothing. It felt like a balm. Like I don't know, like just a good ass like time with the family, because I came to realize in 2019, actually on the last vacation, and maybe even before that, but there became a point in my life where I just really began to realize how I do think it was that trip in 2019. Just how healing being with family can be. I think that I personally, I don't want to speak for everybody. I went through a phase just like in my 20s. I mean, I'm still in my 20s. Don't ever get it twisted. Anyway, but I think that there was a time when I just didn't realize or I just didn't want to be bothered with niggas. Like, I was just going through so much of my own shit, and like, so in the fact that I was going through my own shit, and so in the fact that nobody was gonna understand it or understand me, because I didn't understand me. So I feel like I just like emotionally kind of disconnected from my family in a sense, in a way. But and I don't want to say emotionally disconnected. Like, I've been with my family my whole life. Like, there's no real disconnection. But, emotionally disconnected. Like, even though I'm with them, I'm still just not necessarily, like, valuing and, like, taking into account the time that I'm spending in the ways that I have in the last couple of years. So that's the other thing for me. Like, I've just really grown to want the things that feel good to me and that are good to me. Like, I think after dealing with, like, once again on a personal level, does my fucking podcast, but I've just dealt with a lot of people who don't appreciate me, don't love me for real, and would love to take advantage of me and use me. And so after dealing with that, I think that family showed me the side of like unconditional and like trust and like all of the things that you need when you need to heal, like when you need to put yourself in a space to get better and feel better. So yeah, this last vacation was definitely, I wasn't definitely like ripped wide open needing to heal, but it definitely just felt really good, and I did need to feel better about myself and about life at the time, like, and there were like many prayers, not many, but a big prayer answered on this specific trip, which was crazy to me because I literally like was in my house talking to God and crying and just like praying, like asking and pleading and demanding and all of the things that I do when I'm like in my panic mode. Because I'm not going to say I didn't need like healing or like a balm. It wasn't super major. It was more just like a little personal shit. But before I went on vacation, I literally just was in my home just crying and talking to God like, yo, like, what's good? I need this, I need that. And I wasn't even gonna go on the fucking vacation. I texted my family and shit like, I'm not going. I'm good, y'all. Have fun. And then like literally all of the signs and synchronicities took place, and like everything kind of made its way and it happened. And I went, and the thing that I was like crying about before I left, like, was solved. Like, that shit's wild to me. I literally was crying and begging and asking, like, not knowing what the fuck. And then, yeah, that happened. Like, literally, it was like an angel. Like, anyway. So, family, and, you know, just like family, love, unconditional love, people that you can trust, God. I'm just so happy that, like, in the last 10 years, what I have done has, like, built a relationship with God. I can't even believe it's been 10 years since I've been on this fucking journey. That shit is wild. It's really been like 9. It'll be like 10 next year. But, wow. I just can't. I can't fucking believe it's been 10 years since I really, like, got into, like, spirituality and, like, who is God? What is God? I mean, I think it's crazy. Like, I had this thought today, because someone said to me, like, time is an illusion. I mean, obviously everyone says this, but someone significant, like somebody that I actually give a fuck about listening to, said to me, time is an illusion. And while I agree with that shit, I don't agree with it, because the reality is that time is time, and we know time when we see time. You know what I mean? Time passes, things change, and one of the biggest, I guess, indicators of that is, like, our bodies, our age, our growth. You know what I mean? Like, and our experience. Like, 10 years ago, I could not say that I had a relationship with God. Today, I'm like, that's not, I wouldn't even say I have a relationship with God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not even a fucking question, you know? So it's like, why am I talking about this? Oh, time. Because we like to say that time is an illusion, but the reality is that time is real. Time, we may not have an accurate calculation of it, which is another theory, which maybe we don't need to calculate it by the measurement of time and seconds and minutes and hours that pass, but of the knowledge and wisdom that we accumulate, and however fucking long that takes. Because that is kind of how, like, spirituality goes. Like, once you learn your lessons, you graduate onto a next level, and you enter a new phase of time, a new era of time. It's a personal era, but you enter a new era of time. And that should be the measurement of our growth. Like, Beyonce, like, can you believe this bitch is over 40 and she's just now, like, doing her? You know what I mean? Like, it's a new era of time for her. It's not about her age. It's about what she's learned, the things that she's mastered now, that everything that she can put into this next phase of her life. Like, look at how many different styles and flavors was in that album. She sang jazz, African shit, rap, regular R&B, pop, Prince, Michael, like, house, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know? So I feel like that's how time should be measured. If you're doing it right, you know, if you're living your life in accordance to that flow, the flow of, I'm here to master my skills, I'm here to master myself, and I'm here to move on and master this life shit. You feel me? But word. So shout out to time, because I fuck with time, because I was thinking about that. Like, I was just thinking about the time that passes, like, and it's important. Like, it's not in a fucking illusion. Like, last year, I did not know how to drive. Last year at this time, I knew how to drive, but compared to now, you understand what I'm saying? I didn't. And the things that I've learned, and the things the wisdom that I've accumulated, the accidents that I've had, like, you know what I mean, the tickets that I've gotten, all of that had to happen for me to learn, grow, and understand the things, all of the things. Sorry, hold on 1 minute. So yeah, time. With that being said, I am turning 30 in October. And I really can't believe it. I was hanging out with a friend who is in their late 30s, and I got a text message that was like, yo, I'm at this bar, pull up, da da da, if you can. And I looked at him and I was like, yo, we out? And he was like, that sounds like that's like under 30. And like, it was crazy because I'm sitting there like, damn, is this gonna be my life? And is this my life? Like, I'm under 30 right now, but I'm about to have to start making these wise decisions. Fuck that. I'm going to all the parties. I don't even care. I went to a party this weekend and everybody was there. I met a woman who was 36. I met a man who I definitely think was well in his, not well, but maybe like 41, 42. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, the adults is outside partying because they're all artists and shit, of course. Yo, shout out to my Instagram followers. I 100% love you guys, especially like the ones that I don't know. Like, all of you people who don't fucking know me and y'all dead ass support me and y'all dead ass be in my DMs talking to me and like uplifting me. I really fuck with y'all. Like, thank y'all so much for your love, for your support, for all of the things. Like, dead ass, dead ass, dead ass, dead ass, dead ass. I wanted to get in here and give some quick little astrology tips because I mean, I definitely don't get that kind of feedback as much anymore, but when I first started posting my horoscopes, everyone is asking like, oh, is this for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? And blah, 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 blah. So, I'm about to tell y'all two things. I'm about to put y'all on game. You hear? You want to start with your rising sign. Always read your sun sign. So my thing is also, if you're going to be reading horoscopes, don't, if all you know is your sun sign, don't read horoscopes. Like, if you're going to read horoscopes, then you have to, like, be in tune with, you know, the sun, the moon, the planets, because that's what it is. You're reading a language, an ancient language. It's not just what you see. So you want to start, of course, read your sun sign, sure. Your sun sign will usually probably resonate the least. Sometimes sun signs resonate like spot on and it's scary. Like, a lot of times sun signs resonate spot on. However, each one carries a specific theme, and it depends on what you're reading for, what you're looking for. Like, what are you trying to figure out? So your sun sign deals with your own personality, like your own vibe, your own energy, but this is usually not the thing that you're thinking about. This is usually probably how people see you and what people want to do to you, around you, or interesting energy. It resonates. Don't neglect your sun. However, where you get the most juice from is your rising sign, okay? Your north node, and this is the one. This is the one, okay? Your Lilith placement. So boom. Go on astro.com. Put in all of your birth data. Make yourself a birth chart if you haven't already. Go to the extended chart section, and then when they pull up they're about to allow you to press enter to see the chart, it's going to say additional subjects, I believe. You press that and you click on Lilith. Click here to show me chart. I think that's what the button says. When you look at the chart, you're going to scroll all the way down. It's going to have, not all the way down, but the chart with the actual placements and planets like written. And you look for it first. Your North Node is going to be like after your Chiron. You can also look at your Chiron, but look at your Chiron. Look, this is what I'm saying. This is why it's important to know all of them, because on some days, some are going to hit and some aren't, just according to where all of the planets are. You know what I mean? And what's the support. So, look at your Chiron, look at your North Node, and look at your Lilith. These are energies that you have no control over. Your North Node is your destiny. So this is all of the shit that's happening around you in your life. This is all of this shit. This is your destiny. This is how do I explain it? This is your trajectory. So your North Node is gonna hit. Especially if you have a really good reader that's tapped in, your North Node is gonna hit, because it's gonna be the theme of your life. It's gonna be the theme. So while your North Node may be in Aquarius and my sun may be in Aquarius, it's gonna hit differently. Like, I may be experiencing smaller energies or smaller versions of what you're experiencing, or maybe like 1/5 of what you're experiencing, while you're going to be experiencing the full energy of that Aquarius energy, because it's your North Node. This is your life mission. This is your purpose. You understand what I'm saying? Then your Lilith is gonna be way more about your own feelings and your own subconscious self. You won't even realize that you're resonating until you say, hey, I'm resonating. Because your Lilith is your wild side. I love this placement because I feel like it's the reality of all of us. It's your inner animal, your inner beast. It's your sexual energy. It's your when your back is against the wall, like who you turn into, survival mode, survival instincts. So when you read your Lilith, it shows you also like the subconscious areas of your life, the who's subconsciously coming towards you, thinking about you in your energy. Lilith is the farthest side of the moon from the sun. So these are the things that are unfucking seen. So that placement is hella important when you are dealing with yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, when you read horoscopes, especially mine, I'm encouraging you to read your sun, of course, but I feel like your rising, North Node, and Lilith are always going to be the ones that speak to you in ways that like hit, where it's like, oh, because that's the perspective that you're not really looking at or for, you know? You know? You figure, deals me. I'm really fucking hot and I want to eat food. I made this fucking Rasta pot. Ooh, y'all, I didn't even get on here and talk about all of my self-care that I've been indulging in the last like 24 hours. So yesterday I got a random ass taste for Rasta pasta, and I jumped up off my couch and ran to the supermarket, and I made Rasta pasta, and that shit was so fucking good yesterday. And okay, so I don't know if you know, but like pasta the day after, like especially lasagna and shit like that, but when certain shit settle, like macaroni salad, when certain pasta settles, that shit hits. So I got some little shrimps in there. But I'm gonna make me a steak. And I'm gonna cut that bitch up and throw it in my pasta. See, I'm a steak girl, and it's terrible. It's getting terrible because I used to when I was okay, so I was a vegetarian 10 years ago, right? And before I became a vegetarian, I didn't really fuck with like red meats. I think I had been stopped eating pork. Um, I was really just a chicken, turkey girl. I was a greedy ass girl, but like on a different level. Like I was just, what's that word? Gluttonous. Like now I'm genuinely like a fucking lover of food. Like genuinely, like I enjoy tastes, textures, flavors, all of those things. So before I didn't really fuck with steak like that. I didn't realize how it was just like some of the best meat you could get out there. Like good stuff. Like that's good ass meat. Like for me personally, I fuck with that shit. So after I started eating meat again, I feel like my palate was so open to all of the possibilities in the world because, you know, when you're a vegetarian, you have to get creative as fuck. So, like, you know, everything, you see potential in all the foods. And I don't know, it just made everything else come more alive. And when I ate that first piece of like steak or beef or whatever, I was like, oh, this some fly ass shit. Like, this is fly. What was I saying? Sorry, y'all. I just thought about my nigga. Hopefully that means he's thinking about me. Hopefully that means I'm about to get a text. Okay? Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, steak. So I fell in love with steak, and then in the last like 2 years, I started like really like making good ass fucking steak. So I just been in that space of like making good ass steak. Anyway, so then when I make good ass steak, I always want some good ass sides, and it's usually always like broccoli, spinach, or asparagus, which are all my fucking favorites. I love vegetables. Like they just get so delicious when you drown them in butter and salt. But yeah, so at first it was steak and a baked potato. I'm a big baked potato person. I love sour cream, salt, and pepper. Like drown it in butter. And I fuck with the Kerrygold garlic butter. Put that shit on your baked potato. Bruh. Bake your fucking potato. Slice it open. Kerrygold garlic butter. I'm a salt and pepper before I put sour cream. So I put my salt, my pepper, so it's actually on the potato. Then I start like mashing my potato a bit, you know what I mean? Throw my sour cream on top of that bitch. Chop up some chive onions, some chives. Oh Lord, and then you know you have your like your whatever your side, I mean your vegetable is like, and I'm big on like I'll throw my veggies on top, like, or if I make it, don't let me make steak and shrimp. I'll throw my shrimp on top of my fucking potato. You feel me? But yeah, so like steak with some, let's say spinach and a baked potato. That's my thing. But then your girl got into fucking sweet potatoes, fucking baking that shit up. What I recently have, okay, bake that shit up. Slice it open. Don't put no Kerrygold garlic butter. Use regular butter, unsalted. Throw that shit all the way up in there. I use a lot of butter. It's actually not healthy. But you know, I'm gonna deal with me and my time on God's time. Throw some butter up in that bitch. Then take some brown sugar, sprinkle it on in there. Then you start mash it up. I'm big on the mashing. Everything gotta get permeated, saturated. You feel me? Then take some cinnamon, sprinkle it on top. Throw that bitch back in the oven, the toaster oven, not the microwave, but the oven or the toaster oven, and let that shit like caramelize. Like let it get crazy. Put it in there for like 15 minutes. Let the ends get all crispy and burnt. Yo. Oh my God. With your steak, because now you have sweet and savory. Now you have sweet and savory. Now you have sweet and savory, because I'm big on like the onions, garlic with my steak, like big on it. And I love, well, I'm also like, I'm big on the onions with my steak and like the garlic and butter with my like veggie. So I'm big on the take the garlic, take the veggie, the salty, mix it with my fucking sweet potato. You know how good that shit be? Oh my goodness. I'm so hungry. I'm thinking I might not even fuck with this Rasta pasta tonight, and I might just have to. But yeah, so okay, so that's self-care. I'm rambling. This is cute. All right, I fucks with y'all. Y'all better like, share, subscribe, comment, screen record, and tell all your friends about what the fuck is happening over here on this podcast. We're eating. That's what we're doing. We're celebrating life. That's what we're doing. We're reading horoscopes. That's what we're doing. What was I saying? Self-care. Then I gave myself a vajacial, y'all, and a regular facial out of some Aztec clay, which was really cool. I actually think I'm going to do a vlog on it. I was about to drop the ingredients and everything here, but I think I'm going to do a vlog on it and talk about it with you guys. But it was my first time, and I've actually had plans to do this for like over probably like 6 months to a year. And I just never got to it. I don't know why. But yeah, I like woke up early. Like I just knew that I wanted today to be a self-care day. I didn't get my nails done, which was a decision. Like I didn't really feel like it. Excuse me, but I did wake up really early, took my shower, shaved, scrubbed, did my scrub, and I wasn't expecting, I was really scared. Like I don't know why I don't trust shit until I know. So I was really afraid that my face was gonna break out. But guys, did I tell you that I use Aztec clay? So that was what my vajacial and my facial were like based out of. When I took that shit off my face, like the vajayjay is cute, it's sitting pretty forever, but my face, when I took that shit off my face was like beaming. It was like such a glow. I was very shocked and surprised. Like my face was tingling because I put, see, I can't even drop the deets. I mean, the video that I watched where the girl told me what to do, it was definitely like she said, like all of the blood rushes to your face, it tingles. She was like, but you have to experience it to know what I mean. So I did experience it. I know what she means. But it was very tingly, a little burny, and I was just like, oh my God, when I take this off, my face is gonna be a hot ass mess. But it wasn't. My face was so pretty. My face looks so pretty right now. I look like I'm fucking 12. Like, I'm not even kidding you. So I guess I am gonna drop the vlog because I feel like all the girls need it. I feel like, yes, okay. And I'm excited for that because I want to share. And yeah, you know what I mean? And then the vajacial was really cute. I don't know if you ladies are necessarily, some ladies don't even believe in like shaving and stuff like that. I personally do. I'm big on like shaving. I just love the slippery, sleek feeling of like no hair at all. Like that shit turns me on in itself. Like, oh my God. So yeah, I personally am too afraid to wax myself, but if I waxed myself, I would wax. But I'm just too afraid. That shit hurts, and I don't know, like, maybe if I had a man, I would let him do it. Speaking of which, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I've been in this space because this specific clip went viral about submissive women and like all of this stuff. And like, while I consider myself a submissive woman, I still don't even like, why do we talk like this about women? Like, what the fuck? Like, why is this the conversation? Like, is she submissive? Like, it's just wild to me that, like, that's our place in society, is like pet like what the fuck do you mean? Like, I get it, but it's also just like, why are we saying these things out loud? Like, it sounds fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't know. Like, I personally, there's a meme that I have that says, I just want to sit the fuck back and let a man make all the decisions while I bask in my femininity. And it was like, that shit resonated because, yes, exactly. But I don't feel like that necessarily about every man. Like, I don't want, like, every nigga can't like lead me, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's the issue, where it's like we have men talking about women need to be submissive and they're not even leaders. And so it's a weird space because, like, on a personal level, like, as a woman, and I know every woman is different and things are different, and I'm not disagreeing with that. Like, I've heard the horror stories. I see these women, you know what I mean? And I know that they're different. It's a different breed. But I feel like when you have a real woman, like, she is going to submit to you. Like, if you've demonstrated that you're a nigga that she can trust to run her life, like, because that's what I want. I mean, I can't speak for all the girls, but I know I want a nigga that's gonna run my life. Yo, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, what am I eating, babe? Like, cause I don't have time. Like, I be so tired of thinking. I be so tired of, like, basic life shit. Like, I be like, damn, it would be nice if there was just a man that just, like, did all this shit, like, while I do all my shit. And it's like, yeah, but every nigga can't make these decisions for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every man is not going to be able to lead you to where you need to go on a daily basis and make decisions. Niggas can't make decisions for themselves, let alone, like, make decisions for a highly evolved human, aka a woman. But it's also like, why is the standard submissiveness? Why is the standard not smart enough to know her worth, like, or smart enough to know who she want to submit to? At least, like, we're not just gonna submit to every man. Like, why do niggas want us to submit to every man? Why? That's wild to me. And the specific post that had went viral was, I don't know if you guys know Jasmine Brown. Her name is Watch Jazzy on Instagram. And she was saying she wants to be this nigga's piece and she wants to do everything for him before he could even think or blink. No, like, literally, I'm not even being funny. Which I don't necessarily disagree with. Like, I'm a big pleaser. Like, I do want, like, to take care of my man. Do I want to pack his bags when he's traveling? No. I think that that's his business. Would I do his laundry before he leaves? Absolutely. You know what I mean? I think there's a difference in between pleasing your man, being a good woman to your man, and then just, like, and not calling her an idiot, but being an absolute idiot and not having anything to do for yourself. Like, I'm not packing your bags, bro. I'll definitely do the laundry. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure the fucking clothes is clean. I'm gonna make sure you good. As far as you picking your shirts and your pants and shit like that, like, yeah, I think, you know what I mean? I think those are things that we can do for, like, you can do for yourself. I'm not in that much of, I don't know, like, a need to be of service to a man. And I feel like that's what a lot of men and women get confused. Like, some people place their worth in being of service, while other people show their love by being in service. And that's the difference. When you show your love, that means every move is intentional. But when you place your worth, that means every move is meant to show someone how loyal you are, how dedicated, how much you're there. And that's unhealthy. That's not coming from a safe space within. You shouldn't feel like being a man's piece, quote unquote, because I also think that shit is ridiculous. Be your own fucking piece. Like, I don't know. Like, I be looking at these quotes like, yo, I didn't work for all of this shit to be all of this shit for myself, with myself, by myself, on my own. I'll be damned if I'm sitting around trying to now be all of these things for somebody else. Like, you can't do this on your own because I can. Excuse me. But yeah, what was I saying? I'm just saying, I don't necessarily agree with the dumb shit. I definitely want to take care of my man. I definitely want my man to take care of me. I think that there's a certain level of autonomy that a lot of women don't allow their men to have because they're so focused on keeping them and being a good woman opposed to making sure that niggas is being good to them. Like, that's the other thing. Like, you saying all of this shit and, like, a lot of people's response was, oh, it's because these bitches never had a man that made them feel like that. Like, no. Even if I had a man that made me feel good, my appreciation isn't based upon me waiting on him hand and fucking foot. Like, that's crazy. Like, we can do gifts. Like, you know what I mean? We can give gifts, surprises. Like, not every fucking moment of the day I'm like your slave. Like, that's fucking wild to me. But anyway, I just feel like submissive woman versus what the fuck are people talking about? Like, that's just how I feel. Like, why are people even holding women to this submissive standard opposed to something the fuck else, you know? Like, women come with so much. Women are so eclectic in their own being. I mean, they are the masters of physical reality. There's nothing like a woman. Like, women are aliens, like octopus and shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and niggas want us to be submissive. So that means that you just don't want us to never stand in our power. And that's the way it be feeling until you find a real man that make you want to wait on him hand and foot. All right. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to make steak for me. Yeah, I love y'all. I had a lot of fun, and I feel like I'm gonna post this. Like, this is not gonna be something that sits in the archives. I'm coming at you with the vlog for my vajacial and my facial. I am coming at you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, this was fun. All right, I'll see you on episode 2. Bye.